Today, we are diving into a topic that's on the minds of millions of middle-class taxpayers, the 2025 tax changes. And joining us for another episode of In the Legal Know is attorney Vincent J. Russo from the Russo Law Group. Vincent, always a pleasure having you here. I don't know why I'm excited a little bit to talk about taxes today. It's a little odd, but I think maybe I'm going to get some more money this year. I'm hoping. So let's start with an overview about the key tax changes middle-class taxpayers should be aware of in 2025.
Okay, I love your enthusiasm. Fantastic. It just every year it seems to get more complicated. There are tax changes and the like. So there are some key tax changes we're going to highlight today. The standard deduction, the child tax credit. We'll talk about overtime, tips. We'll talk about car loans and the SALT deduction. So let's start with the tax brackets and lower tax rates that were put in place a handful of years ago have been made permanent. So they're going to be ongoing into the future. Whatever the rates were last year, they are the same for this year. There's a higher standard deduction. It's about $1,000 or so up from the prior year. A single filer can take a deduction of $15,750. A head of household, $23,625, and a married couple, $31,500. And I want to add that there's now also a senior bonus deduction of $6,000 that a senior may be entitled to. We're focusing in on the middle-class taxpayers because many of these deductions we're going to talk about phase out when you have higher levels of income.
So we talked about standard deduction already. So we're going to talk about child tax.
That's right.
Credit. My ears are perked up for this one. It's another big change. Explain how families can take advantage of this.
Well, if you have children 17 years of age under,
I got 3.
All right, there you go. We're going to support you with this tax change. There's a credit available for $2,200 per qualifying child. And if you have a return that results in a refund, the refund is capped at $1,700. So a child can be one of your kids, but also grandchildren can qualify. The grandparent could qualify if they're spending more than half of the child's financial support. So it can go to a grandchild, it can go to a sibling as well. So that child can create a credit for the taxpayer who's taking care of the child.
Wow. All right. So what about the new temporary deductions for like tipped workers, overtime pay? Can you kind of break that down for us?
Yeah, this is a big deal for the workers who receive tips. So, your drivers, your bartenders, your hairstylists. Beautiful. There are, if they are cash tips, then you're going to be able to deduct up to $25,000 of those tips. And so it's temporary. It's going to last through 2028. And it's really going to be a bonus. Now, they have to be cash. Could be electronic transfer, but non-cash tips will not qualify for the deduction. Now, also, there's the overtime pay situation. When people work beyond a certain number of hours, they're entitled to time and a half. That half piece can qualify now for a deduction up to $12,500 for a single person, $25,000 joint. So you were getting paid $20 an hour. Now you're getting paid $30 for time and a half. That extra $10 can qualify for the deduction. And these are temporary for this year through 2028. And they do get phased out if you have higher levels of income. So it's a little bit of complication there.
That's interesting. Is there anything with car loan interest?
Yes. So now we have a car loan interest deduction available. It's up to $10,000 for U.S. assembled vehicles, and the vehicle must be purchased after 2024, and the loan must be taken after 2024. So if you have that vehicle that you purchased in 2025, you can qualify for this deduction. Here again, there's a phase out if you have higher levels of income, and it's good for tax years this year through 2028.
All right. One of the other ones that kind of my ears perked up too, living on Long Island, taxes very high, the increase in the SALT deduction cap. So what does this mean for taxpayers?
This is the huge one for us and those who live in states where you have a state income tax or high real estate taxes. So this is the SALT deduction. It's the deduction for state and local taxes, which unfortunately was brought down to $10,000 a number of years ago. And so now the SALT deduction has been increased, and the cap is now $40,000. And here again, a phase out if you have too much income that you're reporting. And it's good for years 25 through 2029.
I don't want to cut you off guard. What is like for a filing like a married couple, the income cap for like the SALT? Just curious.
it's the 40. It's still going to be the same number, the $40,000.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're not going to get it doubled.
No, I meant like, so if I make X amount and my husband makes X amount, it doesn't matter what our income is?
If you're married filing joint,
yeah,
we're going to look at the combined income to determine the amount you can take as a SALT deduction.
Gotcha. All right, that's very interesting. All right, so a lot of changes going on. So middle class taxpayers, what should we keep in mind as now we're preparing, it's for the 2025 tax season?
Yeah, if you have a straightforward situation, you can file online. Many services are available to file for free. But once you get into these areas and you're not clear about whether you qualify or not, I would say get to an experienced tax preparer who can help you. You don't want to overpay. You want to take advantage of these deductions that are available.
All right, any final thoughts for us?
Final thought, make sure you file on time, April 15th, and make sure that you do this as quickly as possible if you're entitled to a refund, because the government's holding your money.
That is true. And we want to use it for the things that we need. Bills, maybe a vacation for the family, something. All right.
And file electronically, you'll get the refund quicker.
Okay, that's good advice too. You can go to vjrussolaw.com to learn more about you. Maybe call you guys, get some help and everything.
Well, we're always available to help in estate planning, elder law, special needs, taxes, you name it.
Perfect. Thank you, Vincent.